We've just got brand new news for Marvel Rivals directly from the creative director himself, GuangGuang. What's up guys, I'm Rebellion and I'm going to be breaking down and giving my thoughts on the Dev Vision 1 video. Now, this video was released earlier today. If you haven't had a chance to go check it out, I highly recommend you do. It's only about 5 minutes. You can find it on their YouTube, TikTok, or Twitter. And essentially all the video is, it's just giving a heads up about, seasons, about how the seasons will work, about cosmetic items, as well as information about the map. And all of which we're going to cover here in more detail. But if you just want a quick, see what is going on and be done with it, please head on over there and check out those original 5-minute video. Now, with that said, we're going to get into what exactly GuangGuang mentioned in this video. And to start, we actually learned that Hulk was the first champion created. That's kind of an interesting take, okay? When I think of like a baseline for starters, I think of Punisher. I think of Tony Stark, Iron Man. I think of Star-Lord even. These people, they feel like they could fit that mode better. But I guess Hulk just was the best choice. And apparently it worked, because all of these characters have unique abilities and an aesthetic to them that pops, and it makes them feel like their comic book sells, while also giving them a unique identity that is not shared always in other forms of media, right? Not every type of media nails the character that they're trying to represent. Marvel Rivals does that for the majority of the characters. So we know that Hulk was the basis, right? So we also know that we will have 33 playable characters with a nice mix of heroes and villains. Now, 33 characters is a lot of characters, right? Again, this is only a 6v6 team. Yeah, you can have the same heroes and villains on opposite teams, but also got to remember, you can swap in game. You don't have to, quit the game, choose a hero or a villain, and then relaunch. So 33 characters on top of 12 players that can swap in the middle of a game. That's a lot. And that's going to lead to some insane pro play. That's going to lead to some insane competitive play. That's going to be some insane tournaments. I can't wait. Like, there's a lot going for this game already. We also get a teaser that the final hero that will be revealed will have a team up with Hulk specifically. Now, this was left ambiguous, so we don't know who it is. But if I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, I'm going to say it's the Thing, Ben Grimes. My reasoning for this is, right, Ben Grimes and Hulk have a history in the comics. Pretty good one too. They have been rivals, friends. There was a point before Hulk is Hulk, whatever Hulk is doing as of Immortal Hulk. Ben Grimes was actually relative, or at least able to combat the Hulk. And they had a kind of a mutual respect for each other because of this. Obviously, comic characters get more powers over the years, so this no longer really applies, but that friendship is still there that they once made. What that means is, for the game, we know that Doctor Doom is a main villain, or the main villain even, and I'll get more into that in a bit. But if you have Doctor Doom, you need the Fantastic Four, and that's a great way to introduce them, is by Ben Grimes having a team up ability with the Hulk, and then you'll have all the other Fantastic Four members coming in. I can already see Johnny Storm as a great DPS, Sue Storm as it. Honestly, Sue Storm could be a good tank. It might sound crazy, but I could see Sue Storm as a tank rather than a support. It feels like a little cheap to just say, yes, she's a support character. She could be, but I could very well see Sue Storm as a tank. If they really want to get cheeky with it, right? Those who know, Sue Storm canonically has been stated to be the most deadly of the Fantastic Four. So she could be a DPS, but I don't think they're going to go that route. So I'm curious. I'm going to put in my hat to say that Ben Grimes is the mystery hero that will have a team up with Hulk. Could be wrong. We'll see. But moving on, GuangGuang gets into the discussion of the roadmap and what we can expect to see from the seasons. So for this, this is going to be towards those who care about rank, who care about competitive, battle pass, cosmetics. So this is for us, right? Because I'm going to be grinding, right? So when the game comes out, right, it comes out on December 6th. We're going to be starting in season 0. And it seems like this season will be called Doom's Rise. That makes a lot of sense, right? Doom in a lot of promotional material has been hinted to be the main boss. Doom in the trailer that Captain America and Bucky were both revealed in was battling himself for control. If you did play the beta or you've seen gameplay of the beta, you remember that there were Doom bots and propaganda of Doom all over Tokyo 2099. So this isn't anything new. We know Doom was going to be a big factor. And it is good to know that they are that confident with this Doom to where they're starting their entire story. You know, this is essentially like what Marvel did with Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. They're doing this with Doom. And so far, it looks like they're going to do a great job. I'm super excited to see where this goes, okay? We also learn that, again, 33 heroes and villains. Okay, we got that. Now, what that means is over the course of season 0. So that doesn't mean, and I had to think about this, right? That doesn't mean day 1 we will have 33, right? That's not what that meant. It could. It very well could. But based on, you know, the wording of over the course of season 0, I'm led to believe that we're going to gradually get, you know, more characters. And at the end of season 0, we'll be at a total of 33 playable characters. That is my assessment on what happened or what was said. And we're going to see. I'm not fully confident or fully sure, but that's what I believe. Alongside this, we're going to have 8 different maps, 1 conquest map, and an entirely new practice range. I want to talk about this for a second, okay? So this is insane, and I'm going to explain why this is insane, okay? If you played the beta or if you watched videos of people playing the beta, right? The beta only had about 3 to 4 maps, right? There was Tokyo 2099, or I'm sorry, there were 2 Tokyo 2099 maps, because there was the one that was more Eastern influence. It looked more like Asia. And then there was the one that was more futuristic, cyberpunk Eastern, right? So one was more classic Eastern, one was more futuristic. Then there was also the Asgardian map, where, you know, you were fighting through the palace, and it ended with, you know, either Stormbreaker destroying the monument or Loki, you know, taking his throne now that Odin is gone. I feel like there was another one, and I'm just not remembering it off the top of my head. But the point was, you know, we only had about 3 or 4. So, and it's important to remember, all of these maps have destructible capabilities, and not like one wall that can randomly be damaged. There was a lot of destructible like capabilities across these maps. Not like battlefield level or anything like that, but some decent destruction that actually did impact how you had to position and play the game. So, and these maps weren't small either. That's another thing. So there's destructible environment on top of medium to large size maps. And you're bumping that from, 3 or 4 to 8. That's a lot. That is a big increase. And only thing that shows is that this team is confident. They know what they have. They want to give a product that people will enjoy, and they put passion into it. I can respect that, and I am hoping that this game does phenomenal. The emotion I had playing this game, during the beta, I've been a comic reader for years. I love Marvel comics. My favorite characters are, Spider-Man, both Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Doctor Strange. I actually just started reading Doctor Strange about a year ago. Fell in love with them instantly. And of course, Iron Man. I love reading Iron Man comics. I've read almost everything Iron Man related since since he was Secretary of Defense after Civil War. So I've read a lot of these characters, and I grew up reading a lot of these characters. So being able to play as them, not in a solo experience game, but in a cooperative, competitive experience that you can share with your friends, you can explore it with your friends, you can go in solo, it means a lot, and it adds a lot of character to this game and separates it from just being an Overwatch clone, which is admittedly what a lot of people, myself included, even thought this was at first, right? So I think they have a real shot here of proving themselves. And I think they've already proven themselves from the reaction the beta got. I think now that the ball is in their court, they need to not drop it, right? I don't think they're going to. I'm hoping they don't. I hope this game has a phenomenal lifespan. I hope it gets content for years down the line, right? But it's hard to tell with these things. But what I do know is starting out with plays like this, right? Having more maps, more destructibility, more characters, this is a good start, right? We also have, a new practice tool. And I'm not going to pretend like I was big on the practice tool. I probably went in there maybe once or twice in the beta and was like, okay, it's a tutorial. Mainly because I was trying to just, not waste time on a limited beta. So it's cool that we're getting a all new tutorial or practice tool. We'll see where that goes. Maybe, hopefully, it acts as a entire way to teach people basic skills rather than just be like a shooting gallery. But we'll see. But moving on, we then go on to discuss the actual story, right? So GuangGuang then goes on to talk about Season 0's story. Remember, Season 0 is what it's going to be called before Season 1 starts in January. And we're going to get into that as well. But essentially, Season 0's story is going to be about how Doom is behind the time stream entanglement due to some time experiments he's been running. Not a very big shocker, right? We knew Doom was behind it. We knew that this was all his fault. I will say this is a very Doom thing to do. It is a very good comic accurate thing to do. It honestly does remind me of Secret Wars a lot when he became God Emperor. I think this is a very good way to start your story, but I do believe that because Season 0 is going to be short, Season 0 is only going to be about a month long, right? Because it's going to be from December to January. It's really going to come down to how do you follow that, right? Because this is big. Like, you're starting with Doom. You're starting up here, right? So if you're starting up here, that means you either need to match this for season 1 or you need to go above it. And I'm hoping they're not shooting themselves in the foot by coming out so strong, but we're gonna have to wait and see. So we do see, in the trailer, the Chronoverse that Doom's experiments create, and we see Galactia. She's kind of messing with them, and we see 4 of them. So we get the techno dystopia of 2099, and this is what I'm assuming these are all the maps of the timelines. I'm assuming this is, obviously Tokyo 2099. Then we also have the present timeline, which I'm assuming is going to be probably before Doom actually took over and started destroying things. We also have the Mosaic timeline. Now, this one I'm conflicted on because part of me believes this is the timeline that Doctor Strange references in his intros. So I'm a Doctor Strange main, and a lot of times when you spawn in, he'll have a conversation saying, I was trapped in between realities. This is where I'm believing he was trapped, to kind of, it ties in together, right? And I can't say with 100%, but if I have to take a guess, this is my assumption. And following that, we just have the collapsed timeline where all the gods die. So to me, that just sounds like Asgard, Galactus, even though Galactus isn't a god, but Galactus, Eternity. I don't think Eternity is going to show up in the game, but he could. He could. Eternity could very well show up. It just depends. I would love to see Eternity, but that's what I'm assuming that's going to be. Yeah. So overall, these 4 Chronoverses are extremely cool, right? They're nerdy, they're comic booky, they feel like something you would see in a comic in the middle of an event. So I like that they're embracing it. They're not trying to be super serious. They are very much, we are comic book characters. This is a comic book story. I really appreciate that. Overall, I believe that it's going to be a lot going into it, though. And what I mean by that is I think players are going to kind of just want to see the esport side of it. They want to see the competitive side. They want to see how technical can this game get. They're going to be your streamers that are going to go deep into the story, just like any game. But and while I do believe this game needs a competitive scene, and it will have one, I'm hoping that it's not relegated to only a competitive scene, right? I'm hoping that it doesn't become like a League of Legends situation where it is reduced to catering to the pro players over the everyday player, right? That is my fear. But again, we'll have to wait and see. GuangGuang then goes on to mention how each game will tell a different story. So what he meant by this is, I believe this is in reference to, if you played the beta or watched it, when you completed a game, it doesn't matter if you won or lost, you got a cutscene. Take Asgard map, for example. When you pushed, pushed the objective, you won the game, and you get a victory screen, but you also get Stormbreaker flying into a monument and destroying it. Whereas if you lost, you will get a cutscene of Loki just taking the throne now that Odin was gone. This is what I kind of think is being referred to when he mentions that every game would tell a story, right? Instead of just getting a you win or you lose screen, you actually get to see what you were pushing for, right? Like, why were you playing this game? Oh, you're doing this because Loki's trying to take the throne. You're trying to stop Loki. Oh, you're doing this to help Spider-Zero escape. Things like that adds elements, right? It adds a desire to want to play because you see in the moment what your rewards are doing. Now, I don't know if this is what he's referring to, and if it is, then I'm assuming there's also going to be more of these cutscenes added, right? Especially because there's going to be more maps. So I'm curious to see where this goes. I don't think it honestly is going to depend on map rotation. So how often you're on X map. If Asgard map is somehow, like if you're getting Asgard map back to back to back, you might, and you getting those cutscenes back to back to back, because you're going to get one of them, either you're going to get the victory or the loss, then you're going to get sick and tired of it. Whereas if you're getting, you know, Asgard and then you don't get it again for 4 games, and you get it again, you get another one in the cutscene, you know, that's already a 50-50 chance you're going to get the same cutscene anyway. That adds a level of uniqueness. So again, we're gonna have to wait and see on that part as well. A lot of this is wait and see, you know, because the game doesn't come out for less than 3 weeks from now. But that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about it, get hype, spread news around. Now, what else? Let me see. Okay, we're gonna just jump into the last bit of this, right? So this is the part where everyone, I gotta sit up for this too. This is the one where everyone is a little worried. Cosmetics, right? Transactions, what is it gonna be? Now, he comes out and says that this is not going to be a pay to win game. That's cool, that's great. No developer would tell you it's pay to win, okay? So, until we are giving reason to doubt, you know, their word that this is not pay to win, I'm going to believe it. And here's why. They've already shown that they can deliver a more than competent product, right? Show that in the beta. They've shown that they are dedicated to the game and the story and the characters. We see that through the art design. We see that through the gameplay. We see that through the content that's being revealed to us. So as of now, I've yet to see anything that indicates we are only in this for the money, right? And I think they know that because of the fact that this isn't an IP that, you know, no one knows about. This is Marvel, right? Not even MCU. It's got MCU tie-ins, but this is Marvel. Marvel comics are a massive icon, right? Like, you go outside and you ask someone, hey, who's Spider-Man? You're going to get an answer, right? It might not be Peter Parker. It'll be Miles Morales. It'll be Miguel O'Hara. You know, whichever one, you're going to get an answer. And I think they realize that, and they are smartly and correctly assessing the situation as, we don't need to be scummy to get money here, right? We just need to put out a product that is good, working, and the money will come in, right? It's already a free-to-play game, so there is going to be transactions. That's fine. Transactions aren't the issue. The issue is if I bought bombastic Spider-Man skin, right? And it made it to where I swung faster. That is where issues come in. And thankfully, that is not what they're going to be doing. Now, again, the game will be free to play, so it will have a battle pass system. We're familiar with that. But again, at least for Season 0, right? The battle pass is going to be cut in half. Now, this is a great thing. And here's why. Season 0 is only going to be a month long. A regular season will be about 3 months, right? So they acknowledged Season 0 is incredibly short. The battle pass will be nothing but cosmetics and, you know, skins. And they acknowledge that the battle pass is extremely short. And because of that, the price is also lower than a regular battle pass. And again, this is another one of those things that shows like we care about the product. We care about the people playing our product. To me, if they didn't care, they would just, you know, make you pay full price for the first battle pass, right? Because they do need that money. This is the first battle pass. This is what's gonna make them a lot of money. The fact that they are doing that, they're not charging you full price. They acknowledge that the battle pass is shorter. It just doesn't scream, we want your money and nothing else. It screams, we care. Okay, I could be entirely wrong. We're gonna see, but for now, my hope is fully like in these guys. I think they're gonna knock this out the park, and I'm hoping they do. But like I said, season 1 will be 3 months in length, much longer battle pass, much larger, will be full price, and that is set to start early January. So we still don't know how much that'll be, but you know, I'm gonna assume just your regular battle pass price, about $10-15. So to top this off, we're gonna look at a couple of the skins that were shown, and whoo boy, they they cooked. So first off, we got Superior Iron Man. Again, I am a massive Iron Man fan. I love Iron Man, right? This skin is amazing. It looks amazing. I love the way that the liquid metal symbiote kind of just wiggles into screen before you actually see the skin. It's almost like it's being controlled because, you know, if you're familiar with Superior Iron Man, it is all mentally controlled by Tony at this point. This is such a great skin in the comics. It was amazing watching this skin just tear through every single piece of armor he had. And I'm gonna just drop this information here, right? Superior Iron Man was not defeated. He died evil. He won. He defeated Pepper. He took down all of his other armors. He, you know, technically won. Like, he still died, you know, during the incursion, which that will come whenever I get to Tony Stark's character analysis. But out of everyone else, he died evil. The original Tony Stark, from the original start of Marvel Comics to the death of the Marvel Universe at Secret Wars 2015, 2016, he died evil. So that's just a moment that always stuck with me, because all the stuff he did, he died evil, and he doesn't even remember it now that he's been brought back. But I'm getting off topic. I love Iron Man. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. We also did see, I saw some complaints about the repulsors looking like Ultron. I disagree. Again, if you're familiar with the suit, whenever he gets angry in the comics, the repulsors do turn red, because again, they are linked to him mentally. I will say it is a little orangey. Maybe they could add a little bit more red, but I don't hate them at all. I love them. I think the suit is perfect. I will be buying day one. We also got a sight at Bombastic Bagman for Peter Parker, as well as a look at his face and hair. And honestly, I'm going to say it. Peter Parker's back to being handsome. We finally got handsome Peter Parker back. This is what Peter Parker should look like. You know, it's not a full-on front shot, but this is Peter Parker. He's good looking. He's not, you know, super depressed. I mean, he's probably depressed, but he's not looking like he's super depressed, right? He hasn't ran into a Paul. You know, this is what Peter Parker should be. Honestly, love the skin. And then we just ended out with Thor rocking his Love and Thunder skin. Looks great. I don't have too much to say about it other than just it's a nice skin overall. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Like, this video is pretty long. Thank you all for, you know, sitting around this long. This is technically going to be my first video. Is going to beat out the video that I've been working on, which is a character analysis for Captain America for Marvel Rivals. So I'm going to be going over his in-game biography, his in-game abilities, as well as touch on his comic origin and how he is in current comics. I've been working on that for about a week, and I'm set to release that around Wednesday. So we'll see. But technically, this will go up before then. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you for everyone that sat around and joined me. Again, I'm Rebellion. I plan on doing plenty of Marvel Rivals content, Marvel content in general. I am a big comic fan, and I want to help spread just how good comics are to everyone, right? So with that said, thank you. Hope you all have a good one. Peace out.